being politically correct was designed to shut guys like me up and not say the truth. Totally. You guys, you're noticing the problem because of the hotel. Because the hotel is so prevalent. It's like a pimple on the end of your nose. You know, the hotel, when it comes to their the government's interaction, the hotel is glaring right in your face of the stupidity. And the last guy I want in charge of anything to do with that hotel is Braxton Copley. I don't want Braxton Copley in the city anymore, to tell you the truth. I think that Braxton could be the root of a lot of the problems around here. You know, is he a guy that you might want to sit down and have a beer with? No. Hey, guys like that is why I gave up drinking. I never wanted to have to sit down and have a beer with them. But seriously, now let's talk about the AT&T building. Let's talk about now what's going on with Westridge Mall. Let's talk about Advisors Excel. Hey, and I know it might sound mean and stupid picking on Braxton, but you know something? When the city ain't being run right, and you look at the guys actually in staff running the city, well, you know, you got to blame somebody. And I've interacted with the guy. Look, if he's in charge of public works and he can't get an engineer to hire him, there's a reason we're paying $3.5 million in consulting fees to Benish. Okay, so reel it back in. Problems with the city. AT&T building, Westridge Mall, Advisors Excel. There's a lot of great people that work for Advisors, and he creates a lot of jobs. But you know what it's turning into? We can't afford, as taxpayers, Cody's success. We can't afford him. Think about it. Just the regular schmo, the person with the job, the nurse, the fireman, just the average people out there. We can't afford Cody Foster's success. The taxpayers gave him $9.5 million for the AT&T building. The AT&T building today only pays $3,500 in taxes. You know, so there's not an even playing field. And I'm telling you something, I'm the last guy you should hate. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting it out of my system. Think about it. I got to convince thousands of people that this erratic behavior is sound. Well, how could Henry be against Braxton? I went to lunch with him the other day. He's a great guy. And how could Henry be against Cody Foster? Well, look at all the good he does for the community. Look, every nickel he gives away, he's getting a tax deduction somewhere. Hey, look, I know a guy that gives away the maximum amount of money because he never thought he'd make so much money. I know people that give away money, and God bless you. And that's actually how we should be running our social services. The not-for-profits, and quit looking to government. Quit looking for government for the handout, especially guys like Cody Foster. It's nothing more than corporate welfare. Look, Mars, Walmart, all the bakery, Home Depot, Target distribution, they didn't broaden our tax base. They didn't increase our population. We got to do things differently. We got to make it to where the average guy doesn't have to pay the way so the big guys can live better. This lease with Westridge Mall and the bonds, all that, the tax exemption, AT&T. Imagine I've got to convince thousands of people to believe me. Cody just has to go to the board meeting of Go Topeka, and then we don't even get to see who actually voted in favor of him or not. The system's rigged. The NGOs need to be audited. And when it comes to Go Topeka, all that money needs to evaporate and go into the streets. But we've got to stop paying the way of the most successful people. Because just put Henry McClure, when every time you see Cody Foster, well, would we give that money to Henry? No. So I've got to convince thousands of people, and then my job will be to convince the other people. Like Will Nager, I won't be able to convince him of anything. You know, Will Nager should be holding public meetings about this zoning issue. Oh, I don't know, man. Get out and vote for Tyler Jaggers. Vote the incumbents out. The only reason I want you to vote for me over Chad Fay is because if you've seen that guy's family, Chad, you need to be taking care of that family, and God bless you, and get into politics a little later. I want to work with guys like James Bolden, Chad Fay, Gabriel. I don't know Ed Patton. I don't know him. I'm sure his heart's in the right place. Anybody that joins, I think anybody that throws their hat in the ring is doing it for a good reason. You know, I think Spencer Duncan could be worked with as a city council person. Spencer and I have a long history of knowing each other, and we have a long list of resentments personally between us about a lot of things that, quite frankly, is not the public's business. I used to teach the youth group with his mom at church, and I pray she's doing better. I know Tuck. Tuck's got a singing voice that only a mother would love. Known him for a long time. Anyway, get out and vote. We got to vote the incumbents out. But what we really need to do more than anything, and this is the last thing I'm going to say today or on this show, we've got to put the Citizens Commission. We got to stop blaming the elected officials and start blaming ourselves. We need to get more involved day to day, moment to moment. All right, I got to go down. I got to be at the Julie's Coffee at 8 o'clock sharp. Tyler Jaggers and I are going to go knock on doors, walk around, act like we're electable. Henry McClure, tell it like it is, whether you like it or not.